Discipline. To most, it's a matter of routine, self-control, or moral virtue. To others, it's about making choices every day and embracing discomfort, or being consistent. However, you've been deceived. Since the moment you took your first steps, you were told that discipline is all about sheer willpower. Push harder, they said. Just wake up earlier. Make a to-do list. Stay organized. As if rearranging the furniture could fix a house with a cracked foundation. Organizing your schedule won't fix the deeper struggles holding you back. What you've been taught may not be the full truth. Real discipline goes deeper than just surface-level habits. Discipline isn't a routine. It's a warfare. A war within. And in this battle, either you command your mind like a general leads an army, or you get conquered by your own excuses. Discipline isn't about pushing through. It's about understanding the psychology behind consistency. It isn't just about habits. It's about mindset. Relying on motivation is the biggest trap of all. Most people fail, not because they lack talent or opportunities, but because they lack discipline. They wait for motivation, they make excuses, and they stay stuck in the same cycle forever. One of history's most misunderstood thinkers held the key to mastering discipline, not with feel-good advice, but with brutal, unapologetic truth. Niccolo Machiavelli, often labeled as cunning and ruthless, yet profoundly insightful about power and leadership, actually offered profound insights into personal power and control, starting with discipline. To him, discipline was something far more strategic, a cornerstone of power, survival, and leadership. His philosophy wasn't about fleeting motivation. It was about ruthless self-mastery, strategic resilience, and unwavering commitment to one's goals. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's not waiting for inspiration or relying on motivation. It's about creating systems that ensure progress, even when you don't feel like it. Machiavelli understood this better than most. His writings reveal a brutal truth. Those who lack discipline are doomed to mediocrity. If you think discipline is waking up early only when you feel like it, forget it. If you think that wanting something badly is enough to keep you locked in, forget it. This video is not for those seeking comfortable advice. This video is for those ready to forge themselves like a sword under heat, pressure, and precision. True discipline isn't divide. It's a war plan. It's constant vigilance, ruthless self-control, strategic execution. It's about building an internal fortress, one that chaos can't breach, and luck can't shake. If you're ready to take brutal responsibility for who you become, this is where transformation begins. Today, we're tearing down the myths and exposing the raw truth about discipline, the kind of truth Niccolo Machiavelli would write into battle plans. You're about to unlock a mindset shift that doesn't just help you stay on track, it turns you into someone unstoppable. If you're ready to stop relying on fleeting motivation and take full control of your life, let's begin. What if everything you've been told about discipline is a lie? That it's not about waking up at 5 a.m., journaling with herbal tea, or chasing motivation like it's your last breath. Machiavelli saw discipline not as a habit, but as dominion. A personal empire you either rule with an iron will or watch collapse from within. Machiavelli believed that discipline is not for the faint of heart. It's not aesthetic. It's not romantic. It's warfare. In The Prince, he writes of rulers who must command armies, make ruthless decisions, and protect their position at all costs. Replace ruler with yourself. Your mind is the kingdom. Your habits are the army, and your weaknesses, they're the enemy within your gates. He warned that relying on fortune, on luck, on the right mood, or on external support is a trap. It is better to be impetuous than cautious, he said. But what he truly meant was, be deliberate, be strategic, don't wait. Discipline means you don't rely on favorable winds. You sail regardless of the storm. Here's the brutal truth. Most people will never be disciplined because discipline demands confrontation with your laziness, your excuses, your delusions. Machiavelli would say, control your nature or be ruled by it. There's no middle ground. Either you govern yourself with the precision of a prince, or you'll be governed by chaos, by fear, by the ever-changing winds of emotion. True discipline is not about doing what's hard once. It's about structuring your life so that you choose what's hard, repeatedly, until it becomes second nature. It's about having a strategy, a personal code, something that doesn't waver just because you feel tired, or anxious, or uninspired. He also made it clear that appearances matter, but substance matters more. A disciplined life may appear calm on the surface, but underneath it's ruled by calculation and control. Discipline is silent. It's what builds when no one's watching. It's what protects you from impulsive decisions, wasted time, and a mediocre existence. Machiavelli believed the undisciplined man is not just weak, he's vulnerable. Vulnerable to manipulation, failure, and regret. But the disciplined individual, he's dangerous because he cannot be moved easily. He acts with intention. He adapts like a strategist, not a slave to circumstance. And here's what most won't tell you. Discipline is painful. It means denying comfort, ignoring noise, and choosing the path of resistance. While others fall victim to distraction, you sharpen your edge. While others wait for motivation, you move like a tactician with a plan. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. Machiavelli didn't expect perfection from rulers. He expected control. Not over others, but over themselves first. The disciplined person doesn't flinch when life gets hard. He leans in, because he knows hardship is the proving ground for power. Machiavelli paints the human spirit as a battlefield, where discipline is the razor-thin line between victory and total defeat. It's an internal war, and only those who fight it like a seasoned commander can claim true triumph. In the next part, we're diving deep into this fierce battle, and how you can master it with ruthless discipline. War is not only fought on the battlefield. Sometimes the greatest enemy lives inside your mind. In the military, discipline is survival. One mistake can cost lives. Every drill, every march, every silent moment in a foxhole sharpens the blade of control. But what about the war that rages in silence? The war of will, temptation, fear, and doubt. This is the internal battlefield, the one you face when no one is watching. In a world where chaos threatens order, both on the battlefield and within our minds, Machiavelli recognized this battle. A Renaissance political theorist and strategist, he understood the brutal truths of power, control, and human nature. Well known by his political works, his writings also reveal sharp insight into discipline, both military and mental. Life itself was a battlefield, and power, whether of a prince or a private citizen, depended not just on strength, but on discipline. For Machiavelli, military discipline wasn't just about following orders. He believed real strength came not just from muscle, but from mental resilience. In The Art of War, he emphasized that a soldier must train his mind as much as his body. A true warrior endures boredom, resists fear, and overrides emotion with reason. In a world where distractions are weapons, where indecision is a killer, your greatest enemy is not out there. It's the part of you that wants to give in. Machiavelli believed that the ideal soldier is not merely brave, but mentally resilient. Just like a soldier trains for war, you must train for life. Even in The Prince, his most famous work, this theme surfaces. The successful ruler, like the successful general, must be both cunning and compassionate, brutal and restrained. It's not enough to appear strong. One must be strong internally. The battlefield of leadership is fought not just in courts and conflicts, but in moments of self-restraint and strategic silence. You are the modern prince Machiavelli wrote about, not born into power, but capable of earning it through grit, clarity, and control. Fast forward to today. We may not fight with swords or stand in formations, but the battlefield has not disappeared. It's shifted. Now we face distractions, emotional turbulence, and moral ambiguity. Machiavelli's voice still echoes, reminding us that victory belongs to those who rule over their own minds. Imagine your mind as an army. Your thoughts are soldiers, some loyal, others rebellious. You are the commander. Mental discipline isn't about suppression, it's about direction. The undisciplined mind, like a poorly led army, falls into confusion and defeat. The greatest victories are not always seen. They're the battles you fight alone, in silence. Waking early when no one sees, restraining anger when it boils, choosing principle over impulse. These silent acts forge strength. They're not grand, but they matter. Every moment you overcome weakness, every time you push through resistance, you win. If you want to master your life, you must lead your inner army with conviction. Train your thoughts like soldiers. No excuses, no compromise. Machiavelli knew this. Power isn't given. It's earned through discipline, strategy, and unshakable will. He believed in two forces, virtue and fortuna, skill and luck. We can't control fortune, but we can shape ourselves. We can train, prepare, and forge the kind of mind that remains unbroken by circumstance. In the next part, we'll explore how Machiavelli believed you could tame fortuna, not by hoping for better days, but by becoming the kind of person who bends fate to their will. If this message is resonating with you, click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Most people wait for luck to find them. They hope for the right timing, the right connections, or a perfect opportunity. But those who change the world don't wait. They build. Machiavelli understood this deeply. In his timeless concept of virtue, he gives us the blueprint for conquering luck, not by wishing for it, but by overpowering it through relentless personal strength, discipline, and adaptability. Virtue is not magic. It's not talent. It's your cultivated ability to rise in the face of chaos. Your strategy, your grit, your boldness in action. Machiavelli wasn't speaking about moral virtue. He was talking about raw, operative power. The kind that allows you to shape events rather than be shaped by them. Fortune may throw storms your way, but with enough virtue, you become the one who sails through them and charts the course. Machiavelli saw life as a battle between these two forces. While fortuna may govern half of what happens to us, the other half, he believed, is up to us. And it's through virtue that we can resist, shape, and sometimes even conquer fortuna. The successful leader is not merely a gambler, but a master strategist who prepares for disaster, capitalizes on chaos, and never relies solely on luck. In The Prince, Machiavelli gives examples of men who rose through virtue, like Cesare Borgia, and others who fell because they relied too much on fortuna. His message is clear. Fortune favors the bold, but only if they're prepared. Power isn't gifted. It's taken, guarded, and maintained by those with a discipline, vision, and an unflinching understanding of reality. Today, Machiavelli's ideas echo in boardrooms, battlefields, and politics. Whether you're leading a company, building a brand, or just trying to navigate life's challenges, the tension between virtue and fortuna still applies. Will you act decisively, take risks, and shape your destiny? Or will you wait for things to go your way and hope luck is on your side? Success, as Machiavelli taught us, is not just about talent or timing. It's about the mindset to confront chaos and turn it into opportunity. Fortuna may be wild, but with enough virtue, you might just ride the storm and come out stronger than ever. So don't wait. Build. Build your mind. Build your habits. Build your discipline, because every brick of virtue you lay today is one less coin you'll need to flip tomorrow. Conquer luck, not by chasing it, but by becoming someone who no longer depends on it. But how to turn this philosophy into practice? How to build step by step a brutal and strategic routine based on Machiavelli's principles. A routine capable of making your discipline unbreakable. That's what we'll explore in the next part. If you think discipline is just about routines or waking up early, you've missed the deeper truth. To Machiavelli, discipline was the ability to govern not just cities or armies, but the most chaotic territory of all, the human self. It's time to forget the feel-good theories. If you want to win, truly win, discipline can't just be an idea. It has to become a ruthless, non-negotiable daily practice. Understanding discipline isn't enough. You need structure so unshakable that laziness, fear, and doubt suffocate the moment they try to enter. Machiavelli knew that the world is unstable. ruled by what he called fortuna or chance. But he argued that virtue, strength, courage, cunning, and control is what allows one to master that chaos. Discipline, therefore, is your shield against fortune. You don't build it by hoping life is easy. You build it knowing life will try to break you. So how do you start building Machiavellian discipline? First, through self-command. Just as a ruler must not let the mob dictate his actions, you must not let your emotions rule your behavior. Fear, laziness, pride, they are your internal rebels. A disciplined person suppresses the revolt within. You create internal order by eliminating excuses and enforcing your own rules. Second, Machiavelli teaches strategic deception, not just toward others, but toward the weaker parts of yourself. If your mind resists doing hard things, outsmart it. Start small. Set traps for your laziness. Use your intelligence to make the hard choice seem easier, or to trick yourself into motion. The disciplined life is not just about force. It's about strategy. Third, build what Machiavelli would call a fortress of habits. He warned rulers not to rely on others for their defense, and you shouldn't rely on willpower alone. Structure your environment, limit distractions, and ritualize your actions. Your habits are your army. When they're strong, even on your weakest days, they will hold the line for you. Fourth, embrace discomfort. Machiavelli believed rulers must train in peace for the realities of war. In the same way, you must practice hardship while things are calm. Wake early. Do difficult tasks. Delay gratification. Train when it's inconvenient. This is not suffering for its own sake. It's preparation. When life hits, you won't break, because you've already built yourself in fire. And finally, reflect. Machiavelli believed a leader must always observe, evaluate, and adapt. You are no different. Discipline is not static. What worked last year may not work today. Constantly revise your strategies, observe your failures, and refine your system. The disciplined individual is not rigid. They are relentlessly self-aware and always evolving. To build unbreakable discipline the Machiavellian way, you must think like a ruler of yourself, clear, calculated, and ruthless when necessary. Rule your impulses, command your time, fortify your mind. Because in the end, the person who conquers themselves is the one who's fit to conquer anything. But why, despite knowing all of this, do so many people continue to sabotage their own lives? This quiet self-destruction, this hidden war within, it's the enemy we'll expose and begin to destroy in the next part. If you've made it this far, remember this: knowledge without action is cowardice. Many will hear these words, feel the sting of truth, and still return to the comfort of their excuses. Slaves to their impulses, worshipping comfort, begging fortune for mercy while cursing their fate. But a few, a rare few, will choose differently. They'll make the decision that separates the ruled from the rulers, the decision to take command, to stop being governed by weakness and begin governing with strength. To build discipline not as decoration for their best days, but as the relentless engine that powers their entire existence. In The Prince, Machiavelli lays out how a leader must act, with cunning, decisiveness, and strength. But apply this lesson inward, and they become a map for personal mastery. To become the prince of yourself is to govern your mind like a kingdom, to command your thoughts, discipline your habits, and keep your inner chaos in check. You must rule yourself before you ever hope to influence the world. A great prince builds fortifications, defenses against threats. Likewise, you need systems to protect your focus. Build a routine that eliminates distraction. Design habits that support your purpose. Fortify your mind through reading, solitude, and clarity. Without strong defenses, your willpower is just a temporary guard, one that will fall the moment life attacks. Machiavelli also teaches the value of strategy. The prince doesn't act emotionally, he calculates. If you want self-mastery, you must stop reacting and start planning. Know your weaknesses, anticipate your patterns of failure. Use logic where others use excuses. The disciplined person is not a slave to feelings. They're master of outcomes. Most people avoid hard truths. Machiavelli didn't. He believed that success requires seeing the world, and yourself as it truly is. If you're lazy, call it out. If you're undisciplined, stop sugarcoating it. Brutal honesty is your royal advisor. A prince who's lied to by his court falls. A person who lies to themselves never rises. Being the prince of yourself means making ruthless decisions. You cut off what's weak, not out of cruelty, but out of clarity. You say no to comfort, no to distraction, no to anything that softens your edge. Machiavelli's prince doesn't aim to be liked. He aims to endure. So stop trying to please everyone, including the weaker version of yourself. You are your own territory. You are your own ruler. And if you don't take control, someone or something else will. Become the prince of yourself. Lead with vision. Govern with discipline. Command with courage. And when the storms of life hit, you won't beg for mercy. You'll already be on the throne.